So, yeah. Well, the shares were taken to the Akulu audit. But just to recap, from the subsidiary channels or the source from source document and so on. So amabandla ke ibandla lifana nebhizinisi. Ebhizinisini you issue an invoice, umuntu akhokhele imali. Makuyi i-retail. Ufika lapha ka-Shoprite uzothenga igrosa yakho bathi nenkathi bekunika islip. Kuneslip esinye esishona ngalapha esibili. Leso slip sesibili isona source document esihambayo sesiya i-subsidiary channels. In the olden days, abantu abenza accounting bazojabula ke namhlanje ngoba in the olden days we used to have cash receipts, cash payment, general journal, debtors journal, creditors. Those are subsidiary channels which will fit into a trial balance. From a trial balance, usungakwazi ukuba nani lento ekuthiwa i-management account. So if you remember the spreadsheet must create. Ukhetharisha ngala bese siyadloda msenga legcinile. Ngale gcinile kuba khona sort of draft income statement. Qala from month as ukhetharisha ngemonth uJanuary supopulated. As you capture February populated. That is what we call uma ufuna say ufuna funding bank or bafuna management account. That's exactly what we take. We're going to say management account. But ke money sebeba the balance sheet. As you do a monthly income statement, you have to do a monthly balance sheet. So that's where you start. Now. Because when it comes, if we are also together, okay, when the financials, now say external audit. That's where they come. What's external audit? Okay, that's well and good. Balance sheet or income statement. I'm gonna notice I want everything. Now Tina Sifuni audit trade from the time the transaction ends. How did it arrive at one figure with balance sheet or one figure with income statement? This is what is very important. That is why I used to stress with it is very important whatever happens that touches the finance, it must be recorded. Nanokuthi nje for instance hala ngilinganisa ngebandla that I will refer to the church. Mangene offering as yobalwa irecordwa, you cannot at the time ngako record kokhona umuntu ufuna sikunike something okay now sesiyakunika khona la okay ngithenga ukuthi asithathe ngoba sefile umnikeni awukoba, then it distort ilokuzana i-audit trail ngoba uzobhala phela ufuna ukubhala ukuthi ngithole namhlanje u-285 rand, but uma usuthe okay sifuna ukuthenga i-drink thatha u-10 rand seku-275. Now must record ufuna urecord u-285 angithi. Now le mali osuyithathe wayithi kanje ayisekho i-audit trail yayo kuphi ebhenki. Now kunama-situation where kuthiwa unayo i-audited financial statement anginayo, unama financial statement no anginawo, yini onayo azinje ama-invoice nje agcwele ibhokisi and what you know what bathi okay let i-bank account. Imagine ke i-bank account uma inama-gaps. That is why even if the 285 u-280 wayo uzosebenzisa manje, then hamba ku-deposit masuthengi bese uhamba uyo-withdraw, so that we have that audit trail. Your transaction engazange ibe out of the trail of audit. So that is why before you think about the external audit, kufanele uqale la when the showed ama-systems are articulated such that there is nothing efola in the whole engeke yaziwe umuntu engeke ibonakala ngoba it brings about actual picture of how the organization is doing financially. Because, well, those records leading to a financial statement, those are the only record that is used to make strategic decision. Because whether you talk about operation, you talk about whatever else, or okay, something, do we have a budget? No. If we create a budget, do we have a capacity? No. Then so you ask, okay, we need to work more in terms of raising more funds, because what we want to achieve strategically, we don't have the capacity financially. So it's very, very important. Very, very important. If imali uthoti iyathatha isebenze ngayanga ebhenki awusa, then awunawo ne-picture. Awunawo ne-picture ukuthi wenzekani. You can't even be able to project ukuthi, okay, next year we can do this ngoba kuma-financial statement wethu as a non-profit organization ikhona i-surplus. Well, NPO sithi surplus, ngeke should be profit, sithi surplus. Ikhona ni-surplus ekhona. From the surplus, next year, how do we see the surplus growing? Then so yes, okay, then we can plan. But mangeko an effective financial tool to be able to make your financial decision, then you won't be able to proceed in terms of what you are doing. So that is why I want to start there, just to illustrate the importance of initial source, where the money comes from, the source, the first record to the second record to the third record, until ifika with income statement and balance sheet. Which umuntu omnikayo, any organization onika leyo document, they need to trust you. Umunike i-bank should see ukuthi, okay, it speaks volume, because the bank, that's how they decide if bayakunika i-finance, mawufuna i-finance, mhlawumbe ufuna ukuthenga indlu, mhlawumbe ufuna ukuthenga imoto, mhlawumbe ufuna well, business, you can do anything. Then they look at that, okay, this business has got a potential. Yeah, then mase ngijonga straight ngisengiya kwi-audit. The only thing engiye ngibe ne-concern yayo kwi-audit, especially emabandleni, ukuthi iyabiza i-audit. Last year I had one client who wanted the audit. Then I had someone who is an auditor and yo, I begged that person to say, this is a union and it's starting and there's no funds. You know, no. Vincent, I know, but remember, I'm doing my work. What do you say? You mean I must not get a rate at all? Oh, well, I played with him. He ended up charging them 25,000. Just imagine. Okay, but this is nothing. The money just before pre-engagement activities, I start work, I need to see this money. Yeah, so you could see it's become practically impossible. But again, my personal opinion about NPOs being obliged to have audited financial statement. I think the Department of Social Welfare, where the NPO is governed, there were too overzealous to have put that as a requirement, especially long time ago. If you had NPO, not even, I'm referring to NPO general, whether you're doing for the crash or you're doing any other activities where you help in the community. In those years, companies, they used to cough money to the NPOs. Now, zonke inkampani, SAP, Toyota, what, all they want to do, okay, we're going to empower you by training. Or we're going to come and plant the tree. Website and humanitarian work, CSI, we are green economy. So they find all the ways not to fund an NPO. Because, well, I wouldn't say, but maybe it might have contributed to it. People will start NPO only to try and get money everywhere. Then you find that even the activity which this money was intended for is not achieved. Has not even done. Tatimalo ifake phaketheni. Uma ube nenhlanhla mabili abize izingane ezimbalwa just to take a photo at hey yabona le ngane kade yenza ABC akusho into engazenzanga. Yeah, so well nalokho zana the economic situation, well, it contributed a great deal because we know the economy is shrinking in a very fast pace. That I always say, if the church is not praying for the country, for the economy, we're going down big time. There are so many scary things that are happening that you see, you don't know. And the worst part, I always say, I wish the government was like, me and you. If I don't have money, I don't have money. I must just say it, I don't have money. Government does not have money currently. They scribble each month to pay salaries. Not to mention to go further to deliver the service that they promised to the masses. So this calls for church. The only way I see, well, our country is not going the way we anticipated from '94. We thought by this time it would be somewhere as in South Africa, but instead we are going down in a very big pace. So, well, I just need to come back to audit because I was just illustrating in the bayani yokuthola ama-funds ukuthi you hardly have ama-funds. Therefore, imali budget for audit in the space of NPO is not there. And my question is, why would umuntu ofuna ukufunda efuna ama-audited financial statement when you never, maybe you've done something, you scribble, because even if they give you money, they will follow to see that you bought this and that. We want to the slips to see that you hardly have a surplus to be able to pay for these activities. Yani, your finance, the records up to the audit. So it's become a relatively very tough thing for the, especially I would say the church included there. Yeah. So, but having said that, I would continue to say it is very important to have your house in order before you approach the registered auditor who is in public service. Because there is a thin line between qualified and unqualified audit report. Yeah. Even though I would say it depends on the materiality of the discrepancy. Because when they look at your financials, now they drill back until they go to the source document. So if there is something they find, which you can't explain, then it's easy for them to say, if it's, well, they normally say between 80% up to 3, up to 5%. But if it's 5% error margin, then they say it's an acceptable level. But they will do it as a comment, which you must check that area of your financial record, that area of that is not right. However, they will still declare your financials unqualified. If the financials are unqualified, which means things are right. If they are qualified, which means something went wrong. Like most of the municipalities, they've got qualified report. It's embarrassing. But we don't know how they do things. Yeah. Then, well, firstly, you have to appoint the auditor who will work with you. Another suggestion from that point when you appoint an external auditor is that it has to be someone that you will continue with. Because when you do audit for the first time, they keep you in terms of the fee they charge. From your pre-engagement activity up until the time you hand to them your finance people who will answer all the queries, financial related queries. Then, first time, because they do thorough audit the first time. Because and they're so expensive. When they come to spend time, spending 1 hour could be like anything, maybe from 2,500 up to 2,500 per hour. Then they count how many hours they spend, how many people they send. For instance, if they say, okay, Carnation have got 10 branches. Okay, we're gonna send one auditor to every branch just for a day. then maybe what is gonna spend about 2-3 hours. Then you know that maybe 2 hours is 5,000. So maybe 2 hours, 5,000 times 10, so 50,000. Hey. So then after that, they can come and say, okay, what did you find? Everything was fine and so on. They come and then check now the overall. Then they come to say, okay, now I'm gonna prepare the report, and then they prepare the report. After that, it's yes, to have audited financial statement is something everyone wants. Everyone wants that because it creates credibility in terms of your financial guide, your financial behavior, which means it's good, you put the dots where you're supposed to put them. So you get that credibility, and if you approach someone to say, hey, come on board, we need someone to help us in this area of our ministry or financially stable, who have muscle to come on board. If he sees your financial statements are audited, then he becomes more, it creates an appetite to say, okay, I have money that I wanted to invest in the work of God, so then I can do it because I can see these people are straight. Yeah. But even financial statements, most churches they don't bother to even do that. You find that we just do our service every time. That's where mostly they concentrate on. They neglect this part of administration, which is so important. I think it's a pillar for me, one of the pillars, because I always say things that there are 3 things you can't separate: your economy. Well, always, especially in politics, I say it's directed to politics. I say you can't separate politics, economy, and God. Once you take one, then you start worrying. Obviously, as you go along, you will see that now things are not. They're like our government. Our government have done terribly since '94 because they took God out of the equation. Well, our kids now, they start hearing about God at home. It's not at school. And I work hard on my kids to take that thing from them, because I realized that kids, they value something that are being taught at school more than you can teach them. I used to threaten my kids when I take them. They say, no, our teacher, and if I know it's wrong, I say, no. Then I go to drop them. Then I say, okay, oh, I remember. I know they're going to say, no, don't do that. Then I say, no, I need to go to the teacher. He said that it was wrong. Unless you promise me you're going to go and ask him. Then every afternoon they will come, hey, Dad, you were right. Oh, we didn't know you were right. You were right. The teacher, I asked teacher, I said, now you were right. Then I said, you must know, not everything teachers of Terayona is right. He could have something wrong, or maybe in a spare moment, you can say something that could be wrong. I don't know, maybe you guys can pose questions. That's the better way to say something in the finance or audit or whatever.
Bese siyabonga abashani sibonga nokuthi sihonorishe nje masicela after a long time siyajabula ukubona. Yes. Bengicela ukuthi just kusinikeza again summary. I know ukuthi you know system yethu ukuthi sisebenza kanjani because we have different branches here. Kunama financial personnel and we want them to understand njengoba kukhona nophumzile nabo bekhona we want them to understand ukuthi mabebuyele emuva ubaleka kangakanani to keep ama records just ukuqala ukuthi na unikele uyangena kwenzakalani up until imali be se bank. Okay, just to remind us again.
Okay. Well, I will say every time there is umnikelo ukubona leyo period ukuthi ukhokha umnikelo makhokha umnikelo abantu abaka-finance, there has to be specific people. I cannot come there as a new person, sit here, maybe I wanted to steal. Then umnikelo wenziwa lapha sengigijima sengithatha ubasket ngiyosaka. There has to be specific people. That is the first thing. You may do this as your internal control. That it's either those three people, they are the only people who will go there at the podium to fetch umnikelo. That's one internal control. As umnikelo usuka lapha, you don't tamper with it. You don't, there are those things, there are those containers which have covered and you only have these colors of animal. I love that because that protect from someone even have a glance with the corner. From there, it's difficult even so you have to pull this cloth out in order to put your hands. Well, we don't say Salvani can do that, but as an internal control, as a precaution, just because money is funny. Yeah. Money is funny. If someone has got a dodgy deal coming to me, it's easy for me to say, hey, I'm doing wrong, but hey, so as usukumnikela uhambe kanjalo uye to the enclosed room or area where no one come in and out. Those people who are assigned take out they all together. It is advisable not to be one person who will be there alone counting. At least have three people. So they are watching each other as you count. If umnikelo uhlukaniswe kahle, or you count a tithe, I count a free offering, I count whatever, then low counter log, as soon as they say done, there has to be somewhere where you record. Record how much was tithe, how much was free, how much was that. From there, it is advisable again that someone in the supervisory level, whoever, that is not a big thing, but it is as part of a precaution, that someone else come to see and then say, okay, this is what happened, this is Usalapo, he signed, he saw that is what. Just to say, they counted here and they to sign that, to say, okay, it's fine. From there, the following day, try by all means that the following day, that offering, without being tampered into. After count, everything goes to the bank. Even if you needed money to do something that is urgent, rather plain, instead of something which always there are things that I don't want my emergencies. If you go to something extreme, ngithi mina nifonele ambulance. Yes, I'm not a doctor, ngifika ngizokwenzani. Yabo, I need something to say mina ikhona into engingayenza kuleyo. So kwi-finance awube into enjengale ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi I remember the day ngiyobhabhadiswa kwasha ingane ngiyile ukuthi kufanele ebusuku. Hayi sakale ngithi mina ushe kanjani? Hayi ngikeza manje ngisaya kolanda udla ngani noma ungenile kwenze ushephi ngathi mina umama wengane angisho ngathi ene thathwa ice ufaka entweni ubeke lapho wabeka lapho. Okay, then you will assess the extent yepain. Wenza lokho kunjani ku right athi hayi sencono ngathi mina usunga arrange ukuthi if it's serious you call the ambulance, if it's not serious you can take ingane esibhedlela just so that babone the extent. So I'm saying ukuthi we avoid emergencies because enza i-audit trail or kube nama-loopholes. So plan ahead ukuthi ngizoba ne-activity ukuthi therefore ngidinga imali engaka to pay who and who, ubani uzokwenza ukuthi enza ukuthi, so that you don't have that. So imali from there it must go straight to the bank. Then uma uyifunayo uzobuya uthi oh I needed to do something, sengusungaya uyikhiphe ngoba it's not important how money goes in and how money it comes out. It's not important ukuthi imali siyifakela ukuyikhipha nje. It's not important as long as it went there to register that you deposited the money. Then usungayikhipha ngoba phela you are a business. You like me, a body. I eat, I need to bath, I need to comb my hair. So the money gets in the activity. My goes there, get out to do what is intended. So iloko. So once more in Zenja, that is the basic thing. Then get better when the reporting for umuntu wenza ama record. Umuntu wenza ama record again, awudingi ukuthi uzise bank. So you have to vele imali ngise bank every Monday or Tuesday, whichever the latest. But umuntu recorder, if there is someone who is consolidating, as Manzoni Nama Branch money, someone who is consolidating, don't make his or her work difficult. Don't, because when you're not effective in terms of report, then you affect him. When Zayena to look bad. Because if he is reporting to someone of ours, oh, listen to Gwenjan, he can't give that answer because when you're preventing that person from giving the answer. So finally, as soon as you record, if it were every Sunday by 6 o'clock, everyone must have sent a report about collecting Ganjan. Don't do that because that's what it's supposed to be. Ukuze naye akwazi ukurecorda amalokuzana consolidated the way she's supposed to consolidate. Then from there, well, that's the thing. Every Sunday, if you've got a special occasion, do the same. Plan ahead, budget. Kungathi mase kunaloko suwenza izinto ezingekho normal. So that's why it's very important to create a procedure of how to budget. For instance, if was with every Sunday, you know how much you spend every Sunday. If you know how much you spend every Sunday, you know what I'm for every Sunday, you ABC. Once a month, I have inkonzo yesidlo, where I need a little bit of money to buy this and that for inkonzo yesidlo. Budget that. Go to petty cash, everyone, that sits there. Petty cash, a petty cash book, where you record what did you wanted to buy, you go and buy, as long as the receipted figure, you clip it. If it's something, transport, well, there are things that does not have a source document, like a transport. You write down. taxi money, 30 rand to go town and come back. Bhala la, whether it's sure, that is how you keep your record. That is your record that will be used by auditor massively. It's fun to turn around last one. Hey, I didn't keep week number. I'm a week out 52 again. Oh, week number 18. Oh, but week number 19. Well, our SARS, my social die against the average over 500, 2,500. That is wrong now. Now we're going to end up reporting wrong because you're not effective the way you report. It's very, very important. But from there, everything shall flow like that. If it's flow like that, I'm telling you, end of the year, everything is easier. You don't have things, then it's now esikhathini zanamhlanje ayisafuneki into engazange go electronically. That's why you have to go to the bank. Someone must develop accounting system for churches. I still say that. In fact, sometimes I always say, I need to have a workshop here in just to help them to be organized. It's very, very important. I think Mount Zion is the first church that take administration seriously. Most churches, they just go with the flow. Connection of umuntu akhohlwe important part. You can't leave it. You can't take it as trivial. It's not trivial. It's very, very important. I don't know, Mama, Uti, Shambe. Okay,
yeah, Mama. So in terms of Uti, auditor, like njengokuthi ngichazile indaba yama autonomous branches and the branches that are still under headquarters. Ukuthi then that means kungaba khona isum esivumelana ngayo ukuthi because seke auditor, that means i-branch ethize ngakhipha imali engaka mhlambe.
Oh yes, if the audit is going to be done by the headquarters. Of course, some branches will have to cater for that. Everyone will have to cough with it so that we come up with that sum to finance the audit. Yeah, obviously.
And then
so which means maybe the best way would be, it could not be the same amount. Because depending which umuntu is stronger in terms of the finance, the engineer is not as strong and so on. So it's to say, if maybe the auditor wants 25,000, therefore everyone must give 1,500. When only to find that someone can only afford 800. So we'll have to strike the balance. That is my suggestion.
Then the other thing ukuthi okay, kwenzeka nini la uhulumeni uthola ukuthi usefika ebandleni afuna ama finance status ebandla kusuke sekunjani?
Well, government cannot never do that. I don't see that happening.
Okay.
If ends a logo, it will be imposing, I would say that. Because only if any interest. If any interest, mhlawumbe ibandla lisesina crash branch nonke, then isizoqala kathi ngifuna ukubotha le mali samsenzana angibone kama finances.
Okay.
So if he's got a vested interest, government, I know, well, this thing to regulate my NPO was just something about someone. You could see the way Abainzama is not designed even for South Africa. It's something about somewhere that they just implement.
Okay. Okay, thank you. On. Yeah.
Ngisacela ukubuza ukuthi la ngizokhuluma ngokuthi someone must sign.
Yeah.
We receipt book esisebenzayo, there's no column for
signing.
signing. So mhlambe bengacela
For
ukuthi
signing
njengoba
of
sisonke-
the overseer of the finance to say, is that what you say?
Yeah, angithi sengibalile naqeda
Yeah.
ngibarekhode yonke into.
In fact, that is nothing. If you want to implement, you can create a document that will have a space for signature. To say there is someone who has been placed as an overseer that will sign that I'm signing that these are the finances that came today, this is the money that is being collected today, and so on. You can design that. It's not.
Okay. We are noting that down.
Well, maybe I'll have to see where you record and see how is it designed, and we can see.
Okay.
So sacala wenza mhlambe ukusala ukuthi iliphu sigcina isikhathi singanani nje.
Oh, is it? All right. Well, in South Africa, the legal period or it's obligatory period to keep your financial source documents 5 years. 5 years. After 5 years, you can discard whatever that is old.
I think siyabonga kakhulu babushange. Ngicabanga ukuthi sizwe konke ebesikudinga namhlanje. Thank you very much for honoring our parents, Dr. Sanam and Dr. Tim. So thank you. Mesicela simshayele izandla. Amen. Thanks. Okay. Okay. Sizocala ukuyiskipha le ama branches. Mhlambe into engayigcizelela before we continue was uMaisa lokhuzana ukuthi ama report ama branches, it was not something formal, it was just something that ama concerns and just ukuqhuba kwakhe branchini, because we never met for so long. So our comprehensive report we emphasize kangako because of these past 2 years. So sizokuthi nje umuntu nje uzosixoxela nje kafishane methanda futhi ukuthi asithi nje no mina branchini yami, this is what is happening and this is what I have for then next year when we meet again, we'll have a comprehensive report like we usually do. So sizocela manje uqhubeka ugogo, because I think it would be wise ukuthi siqale ngaye ngama finances of the whole Carnation International. Amen. Can we welcome Gogo with izandla? Over to you, Gogo. No problem. Okay.
She's
Siyambumula manje kufanele Shalom, shalom, God Doctor. Shalom, bazukulu. Shalom, bazukulu. Shalom. Anginikelisi bazukulu. Ngicela ukuzokuma ngibuye ngihlale kodwa manje ngicela ukuma ngoba ngimude kakhulu. Siyabonga kakhulu Pastor Shezi. Siyabonga nabazukulu ukuthi siphumelelile ukuza. Ngiyabonga ukuthi kuqala ubabushange. Amen.
Amen.
Asithi beka kwi-picture ngabo recording and all. Owami umsebenzi nje-ke manje usumncanyana ukuthi sifocus-eke ekutheni njengoba bakade kukhuluma sizwile i-vision ebandla sezwe ukuthi it's now time for him ukuthi athi go out and then kube sisala thina siqhubeka nomsebenzi and yonke lento it needs finances angithi bazulu. So siyazazi istrategy sizamile ukuthi kuzameke ukuthi ibandla lime lisimame. Yonke into namhlanje imali, we all know. Besivuke ekseni nje sakhanyisa ugesi, mawungakhokhanga ugesi ucishile. Amanzi mawungakhokhile amanzi avaliwe. Konke kuyimali, awakhokhile ama-rates, something happens, uyathunyelwa iheheba lecala elingaka ukuthi do something. So yonke into imali. Amen. Ubaba uke wathini izinto ezike zasishaya kakhulu. Siyazi ukuthi Mount Zion Carnation ibisikhulile, especially the mother church. Sesinako almost nako konke. Bese sikwi-stage la sesithi okay, what are we gonna do for abantwana manje? Siqalaphi senze njani? Yafika i-COVID. Amen. Savaleleka. And then yafika i-looting. Yavele yafuna ukucobushisa. Amen. So now we are like starting afresh. Ngazi noma ngiright in bazulu. Okunye sizodiscussa nje. But isikhathi sikuso right now siyasi-challenge kakhulu because ngesikhathi ubaba ekhuluma ubumuzi ukuthi khona lento elilayo kuyena ngaphakathi and menga-act izobhesta. Amen. Uzo-acta kanjani? Mhlawumbe thina esizoze mesimenze nokuthi azabheste ngesimanga sokuthi financial angazi simiphi kodwa manje uthanda ukubalula basokolo. So ke i-looting ifike nje yasenza ukuthi asiqaleni kwa-a. Khona-ke lento engikholelwa kuyona mina ye-practicality, ukuthi sibe practical. Isikhathi esiningi siyatheorize, but mase sekufanele into yenzeke, uthola ukuthi ayenzeki. Amen. Silake bazulu ko-2 liter bethu. And that's one of the things uNkulunkulu ayibeke enhlizweni kababa ukuthi uma nje singaqoqo 50 cents. Angithi yakhumbula Pastor Shes.
Yes.
Saqala ko 50 cents. Kumlando kuhlala kuduze kwabaqotho ngiyashisa. Saqala la ko 50 cents. Gcwalisa 2 liter. Kuphume something like 800 rand to 1,000 depending ukuthi u2 liter wakho une capacity engakanani. Seza-ke nayo yona i-intend ekutheni sakheni sithole indawo sakhe. Yaqala kahle u2 liter wethu with excitement. Emva kwalokho waya ngokuthi lokhu kudla kancane ukuthi ayisonaphi. Then kwase kugcwala enhlizweni yami ukuthi hey baba asicela ukukhula manje senzeni kuba ama-rand ngoba noma sifike ebank manje u50 cents ebeyasi-challenge awumeceleni. So sasisiya emarandini. Kuma-rands nakhona saqala kahle boom. I remember nje saqala with excitement eyokuqala nje ma-rands 500,000 sathi yo siyakhula. Kunokuthi the following year sikhule sithi 6 sashona phansi sathi 4. And lento, it worries me a lot ukuthi yini indaba siqale kahle singagijimi nayo leyo nto sikhuphuke sithi siqala kahle bese sivele sishona phansi. Mhlampe ngingabuza nje nomani ukuthi as leaders ukuthi mhlambe sike sazibuza yini because istory sethu seminyaka asishintshi leso ukuthi sishona phansi sishona phansi. Siyaxolisa kwabasanda ukusijoyina kodwa sisho kanjalo ukuthi njengoba unokuthula uke washo itemu sengelikhohliwe lapha nosane ukuthi itemu zokuphi. Yes, you assess, you plan, you do, you assess, you go on. So, as leaders, this is what we should be doing, even financial. Sibheke iminikelo, ukuthi iminikelo ihamba kanje, yini indaba sishone phansi, yiziphi lezinto ezi-challenge umnikelo kangaka, kungabe unemployment, kungabe dedeng babazalwane, ngabe thina sifundisi ngendlela, ngaba sikhuleki. Angazi noma sike sizibuze yini leyo mbuzo. Ngibhekele eduze kwami. Mhlawumbe ubheka itoti nje uku-assess ukuthi intoni mhlawumbe ifike inishaye lapha etoti. Emnikelweni noma mhlawumbe usaflowa kancane kodwa ke sibheke u2 liter ke sicela sifocus ku2 liter nje basuku.
Mhlampe ngisho ukuthi i-level ye-unemployment ngisho njalo engisakubonile so far.
Okay, khona omunye onehlukile mhlawumbe Sizenanda Pastor Myezu, Pastor Dube. Ngiyafuna ngoba uyena owathatha i-trophy lapho.
Danke ke. Lindewe.
So ngabe yini esishayayo mhlawumbe Clermont uPastor Dube sathatha umoya. Clermont yini enishayayo nina la 2 liter? Pastor Mthombo. Hayi akangacashi ngekhanda. Ayanda. Okay, sikulele unemployment full stop. Then ngoba abantu abasebenzi ke sekuphelela bezunikela ngizuqhutshela awuzukwenziwa u2 liter. What are we doing about it? Yini enye singayenza? Ngizwile ku-men's conference bakhanjwe ben-equip ukuthi isikhathi sokuthi manje abantu babe namabhizinisi angithi. So ke thina ngoba abantu abasebenzi sekuphelele-ke full stop. Baphi baseJolvet nokwethu. Okay, nangu usibahle etenze eGracefish.
Doctors bafundisi bazalwane konke. Umfundisi gogo, okay, ngiyayize unemployment, but mina ngiqala ukwenza u2 liter ngangikade ngingasebenzi. Angazi ngibe no2 liter ngikwenze ngisebenza, ngiqala ukusebenza qale last year ukusebenza, but zonke lezi nyaka yonke leminyaka bengikwenza u2 liter. So mina ngasho ukuthi unemployment mhlawumbe i-excuse sicasha nje ngesithupha ngoba akusiyona i-excuse yokuthi ungathi awunawo 2 liter ngenxa yokuthi awusebenzi. Like la previous Sunday kade ngino children's church ngase ngiyacabanga nginabo ukuthi okay yazi ngoba bekhona
fanele mangifika the following week ngiphatha ama-chips ngiphatha usweet ngiphatha amakhekhe bazothenga senze u2 liter ngawucabanga nje ngingedwa ngathi ngiyabazi la bayathanda futhi uma sekumawakhe mayibona omunye uphethe stick sweet uzoyicela ngumakhe imali bazothenga ngacabanga okay sino mama baso sasihlele emsebenzini sikhuluma yini indaba ya2 liter sathi kwafika lento ukuthi mhlambe u2 liter ngizothi silahlekelwe motivation on u2 liter yabo mhlambe kungaba khona lento ukuthi okay u2 liter wethu usiwenze njani ukuthi ube fun kuthi ngosuku lokupresent u2 liter kungabi lento ukuthi okay ibranch mhlambe izoza ibranch yabo mhlambe khona kokuyiliphi labandla no babe ne-high tea kwakuyi-full gospel bafika benze i-high tea begqoke kahle bephethe iy'mali zabo bene-excitement yokuthi okay siyeza sizoletha imali yethu mhlawumbe masingashitshe nathi strategy sokuthi silethe o2 liter mhlawumbe sishintshe elinye igama ukuthi okay sizoletha mhlawumbe uthiwa okay i-team yasibahle izoletha ama-wind yabo i-team kabani izoletha ama-tiles i-team kabani izoletha iy'hlalo yabo zebandla sibe naleyo excitement leyo ukuthi okay njengoba sifika sibe ne-team mhlawumbe sizobe sigqoke iy'gqoko yabo sizobe sisonkile sigqoke yabo kuba naleyo excitement hayi lento ukuthi okay hayi sole Twitter verse yazi ukuthi ugogo nkosami-ke masiqeda u2 liter kuzothethisa ukuthi awubazukulu anulethanga u2 liter sibe ne-motivation ukuthi siwulethele u2 liter wethu okay this year senze u2 liter omngakanani afika ugogo senze u2 liter omngaka bazukulu senze ukuthi ngemali ya2 liter kuba naleyo transparency ukuze sizothi okay next year senze ukuthi manje next yabo mhlawumbe mabe kungaba nalento ukuthi okay ubaba uthi usepunje kuba bethi ufuna indawo ezu7 umlazi sesiyazi nomlazi udinga malini umlazi udinga imali ongaka njengoba udinga imali engaka umlazi siwenze u2 liter kuthiwa hayi ke bazalwane sesiukhokhe sesi njengoba ufuna mhlawumbe u3 million ukuthi angazi kahle 2 million umlazi okay kufuna 2 million this year siwenze u2 liter sayenza ipayment yemali engaka sekushoda imali engaka manje uqede mhlawumbe umlazi thi okay sesebhidliza se-structure sidala siyaqala sithenga itini manje yabo kube naleyo nto ukuthi kune build up on what we have done from the previous year mhlambe lokho kuzoba motivator more futhi abazalwane ukuthi hayi asiwenzeni kodwa nje yokuthi asinayo imali bazalwane asebenzi ayicha siyaphosisa ngoba singayenza nje ugogo khona umzalwane wathi ubedayisa iqeda yini afika athole leyo mali then mayiseqedile angakhiphi futhi from yona aphinda athenge enye esinye stock futhi abeke u2 liter leyo nto leyo into engenzeka but we are lacking motivation kumina mfundisi ngakhuluma iqiniso nje ayikhumbula kokuyilast year mfundisi lo wathi khona kokuyiphasiki wathi u2 liter ngathi hawe mako kobe sengikhohliwe ngaphuma ngayo ekhipha imali sokufuna ukukhuluma iqiniso uyakhumbula khanyo ngathi hawe masengikhohliwe nanokuthi u2 liter angazi mhlawumbe lento engisho ukuthi kuphele lento le excitement mhlawumbe transparency lento engisho gogo ukuthi mhlawumbe masingabe ne-transparency ukuthi siwenzile u2 liter this year sakhokhela mhlawumbe emlazi sakhokhela
and I'm even surprised ukuthi sesikhuluma manje phela sixoxeni bazukulu you are a leader angithi you can't even know ukuthi mlazi kufuneka malini and yet we always say ukuthi emlazi we need $1 million to buy that place but you don't know. I don't know noma baningi nabazalwane abafana nomfundisi Shem ngiyakuthanda ngoba ufree noma umuntu ekufaka uswazi awumncane. Ngangamfanisha basukule fike late ngeze ukuthi ngiyacasula. Umfundisi Khumalo uvela esikhawini akomfundisi abanye ba reporting uyena ofanele lead lapho uyena ofanele enze intercession. Wazifikela nje sekuphela almost sekuzoshumayela ngeze ukuthi usibahluzo yokugada ingane lapho uphazamisa nje lapho wathula noma wathi cwa. So I just like Leo transparency yakho kodwa thina ke as leaders I don't know noma sibaningi nesifana noSibahlo ovela uluzi motivation ukhohlwe nje uvela ukhohlwe nje uma thina singama leaders sikhohlwe singabi nayo motivation yento. How are we going to sell the idea kubazalwane? Ngiyayizwa leyo ndaba baby nje kagugu ngiyayibona leyo thina ke sizoyihambisa kanjani lento because akuyona yethu ekagugu. Sizofinyelela nini la sithi it's our ngiyayizwa leyo nto bazokuthi umunama ideas awangapheleli kuwena naku Evan xoxa nayo sindisiwe awenze phela ama ideas ukuthi nawo amanye ama ideas esinawo and we try everything. Sine sisters kune brothers masi sisters sihlangene sixoxa nga same thing uthola ukuthi abazalwane bazithulele nje abanye ba attend kwa attend abanye bachobela inzipho zabo but it's our thing. Ngiyayibona leyo ukuthi that is why ngithi I don't like I theory part. Ake sifinyeleleni la siyenza khona into. Isitini uyafundisa ukuthi xemva kanje ukuhlanganisweni bese uyaqala futhi uyasenza ke manje. Bosuzibona zingqwaba ayithi so excited usuyabona umsebenzi usuyaqala uyakha. So ke senze njani ke thina as leaders ukuthi ibe eyethu lento abasebenzi abazalwane yes but what do we do ukuthi ayenzeke phela iminikelo esontweni awenze ukuthi ulithi unyaka wonke khulume ngokudayisa bangakubethu abake basho ukuthi okay team ake sidayiseni makuyilanga labesifazane okay kuselo bani makuyizilanga le brothers naye yazi ukuthi ithandana sisebenzeni as a team to carry a vision. Sikhaweni khamba kanjani kwena?
Mina kokho ngibe nento ethi uthulitha wethu ukwenza iphepha kubantu benze babadoji kakhulu cause akunayo into ethi woza nothulitha wakho ngubona. So uma uthi angithi ngikhuluma nomuntu athi ngizo deposit so kushaya isikhathi aka deposita ngase ngithi mina okay asiyibeka eceleni ukuthi uzo deposit noma uzo deposit kodwa lo wesigubhu awube khona day 1 sibuye phasike nonke umuntu akabe nesigubhu sakhe. Ngiyayizwa yokudeposit kodwa umuntu akabe nesigubhu engiyosibona ukuthi uThama unaso uKhansela unaso Athara unaso wonke umuntu unaso isigubhu sakhe. Umambazini wakhe into yakhe ethi ngifuna ukugcwalisa uthulitha wami wakhe usho wakhe wayese ubhala ukuthi mayefaka u400 every month u200 wami wakhe u50 ka Athara u50 waThobi every month uzodweba usengifakela 400 ngawufaka 400 ngawufaka 400. So uma ngiyibalela unyaka wonke ngizobe ngugcwalisile uthulitha wami osho ukuthi uthulitha wethu ugcwele kusho ukuthi ukudonsa bonke abantu abasegcekeni ukuthi awukakafaki ishumi lakhe awukafaki ishumi lakhe kusho ukuthi wonke umuntu uzobe sefakile ishumi lakhe. Then asenzeni into ke ethi sonke ke lesontweni ubani othi akasebenzi ngiyawufuna ukuthi uthulitha ngisebenzi makuthi ukhona ngoba mina ngibhizi mina njengoThama ngizo offerisha ukuthi ngicela umuntu ozongiwashela ngizomnikeza 100 rand every week kusho ukuthi uzothola 100 rand kusho ukuthi akekho umuntu owathi akasebenzi la ngiya offerisha mina ma ukuthi umbaningi abezayo ngizo-identify kubo bonke abantu abasebenzayo ngoba ngiyabazi abantu abasebenzayo kuleli sonto ukuthi sibanibani ngoba uyasebenza usibanibani uzoza kwakhe azowasha every week kuyi-task yakho ukuthi mnikeze 100 rand wena. Then into yethu-ke ne-strategy siyasisebenzisela ukuthi okay siyamotivate abantu sinolaqhasha wethu ozoma every week iguphu njengoba sihlangene kuyinkonzo yesidlo sibanibani sine-fee esiyinqumela ukuthi wonke umuntu akakhokhe imali engako. Akumvimbi ukuthi angezi nesigubhu. Unesigubhu sakhe esifuna ukulibona ishumi esigubhini. Lo 100 rand esiwuqoqa uma sihlangene wemember ngemember uyogcwalisa ku2 liter wethu sonke. Akuvimbe umuntu lokhu njengoba unesigubhu njengoba uthi asimfuni umuntu uzodeposit hayi deposit phezulu kwalokho okukhona. Angaba laqasha umuntu athi mina ngizofaka u2000 ngoba ngoDecember usedlile usene-stockfel usekhava idokfela zakhe masokushaya iphasika akasezi uyeze phasike noma uzi kodwa u2 liter wakhe awuze ngaphambili. So ngoba sifuna lento ethi I think i-trophy sasiwinile sasingawinelanga ukuthi sigcwalise u2 liter thina esikhawini sasiwinele ukuthi wonke umuntu uno2 liter. Kusho ukuthi sifuna ukuyibona lento ethi enokha phakathi wonke umuntu unesigubhu sakhe asiphethe kungabe ukuthi athi umuntu ngizofika naso sigcwele sifuna sigcwele noma singagcwele ngoba u500 rand wakho sesigubhini esingagcwele no200 rand wakho sesigubhini esingagcwele uwenza umehluko kunezigubhu zethu eziwu10 egcwele saluza bonke labo 200 rand no300 rand balezi zigubhu ezingo-half. So that ke lokho siyobona kuyasebenzela yini uma kuthi akusebenzeli then we come up with the new strategy.
Ngiseze lapho Nondi. Ihamba kanjani le ndaba? Sithatheni bazukulu ama-strategies. Yabo njengoba kade umbazini ekhuluma nje we are taking nathi ukuthi whatever strategy singasebenza because we really need business. Asike sizameni ukuthi singalokhu sisho kodwa singenzi. I like le nto eyenzekayo esikhawini. Londi.
No, mhlawumbe anginakho okuningi engingakusho but ukuhamba emazwini kaMfundisi uMbazini ukuthi u2 liter must be visible like before ukuthi igubhu ibonakala. So that's the only thing ezokwenza ukuthi abazalwane babe nokwethuka bangarelaxi. Yeah, so ikona lokho igubhu ukuthi zibe visible umuntu isigubhu sakhe wazi ukuthi ngesuku mhlawumbe after 3 months you check igubhu umuntu uza no2 liter wakhe you check how far then uma khona ohlulekayo sibuze ukuthi uhluleka kuphi and sisebenzisane nje as corporate ilokho kubalulekile.
This money is for this transparency. Very it's for building. Buy a site, sitsakheni. Njengoba babethe nje 7 kumina. Niyayibona bazukulu. Then thina we take it sigijime nayo siyizwe iqubuko la kuthina. Amen. Nokwethu no Jolvet. Ngicela ubona iJolvet. Babili kuphela. Okay. Nokwethu uhamba wedwa. And 1 2 3. Okay, ukuthi khona indaba esoyixoxa. Khona indaba esoyixoxa mase siqedile la. Okay. Nokwethu no Jolvet nithini? What are the strategies in wasebenzayo la?
Mina kanokweje ngakusho ukuthi kwakubona abazalwane shuthi kumina kwakumina qobo nabazalwane bengabo beclear kahle bengabo bekhona understanding ngokuthulisa so noma ukhuluma ngawo kodwa ubona ukuthi abaku-understand mhlawumbe uthina kusadingana ukuthi ke ba-understand kuqala ngokuthulisa ukuthi yini then-ke mase sebe-understand sikhona ukuthi kwenzeke kahle.
but when usunayo kancane understanding, I don't mind ukuvakashele mina ngubaba meyakhona yize nami isibona ukuthi sicingisa nabi. Okay. John Prince. John Prince.
Shalom bazalwane. Okwamanje gogo asaningi ama-challenges asakhona ebranchini. So abazali i-membership nje I think okwamanje kusayiyona a-challenge kakhulu. So nje ukhona namhlanje umzalwane the following day akekho. So nje iyona into engisayibona isayi-challenge kakhulu. Otherwise nje lokho like uThuletha bayazi abazalwane ukuthi fanele sikhulumile ngawo saqhamuka nama-strategies ebesingawasebenzisa. Njenganami nje ngike ngabhaka amakhekhe ngabahambisela ukuthi every Sunday like sidayise. So bakwenza ngoba imali like i-stock engangisenzile sokuqala kwakuwukuthi from less abasitho imali etholakele bese kuba ukuthi baqhubeka kwenziwe mhlawumbe ezinye izinto. Kodwa kwahamba ngabona ukuthi hayi bakhathala kubuye ngenzeki kubuye kwenzeke. So njengoba ngichaza kodwa nje i-membership into esayi-challenge kwamanje. Kodwa ke kulula konke.
Amen. Siyabonga mzukulu. Usenanda. Yebo sengisi.
Yes, as umfundisi uShembeke washo ukuthi seke sayixoxa. Then okunye engiye ngakubona even ama-homeseli abeyidlala indawo ukuThuletha because la ebesizana khona. La ubukwazi ufuna isidingo somzalwane ukuthi akasebenzi then imsiza kuphi ukuthi adayise i-tax-sweet. Abese ba responsible ngoThuletha wakhe ukuthi khona nabantu abamgadile. Another thing eyenzakalayo when we talking about mhlambe ukufundraiser. Mhlambe into esishayayo sifuna ukufundraiser lesontweni. Yebo. Mekuthiwa so dayisa amakhekhe sifuna ukudayisa lesontweni vele. So obviously azothengwa yithina futhi. Ezibesho ukuthi khona abangasebenzi angifuni isihlelo kodwa singalibalekele. Still mungidayisela amakhekhe ngawa-afford ngeke ngize ngiwathenga. Into ebengayisho mhlawumbe sengizama ukubukela ingqondo yami sicabanga iphuzu likasisi samke ukuthi mhlawumbe letsema kuthiwa sifundraisela uThuletha. Umuntu asimsize ekutheni adayise ngaphandle not esontweni. Even ama-fundraising wethu as a church singawenzi kakhulu esontweni siwenze ngaphandle. Ake ngenze example. Mhlawumbe let's say njengoba sila eClermont sino ukuthi okay mhlawumbe la ngaphandle nathi siyingxenye yele uhuru mina ngasingisho kanjalo. Mhlawumbe ngenila ngasesiyacela la ukuthi okay sicela abantu ukuthi ngalo Saturday ukuphela kwenyanga sicela kuba ne-car wash la ngaphandle. Siwasha zonke imoto zabantu kune vibe emnandi. Andla ukuthi mase sifuna i-car wash siwasha la the very same bazalwane futhi ngaphakathi. So mina bengathi mina i-fundraising yethu ayiphumi ngaphandle. Makuthiwa sisiza umuntu ongasebenzi angadayisi ngaphakathi esontweni asimfunela isports noma engangama kusola every day. But siyazi ukuthi makuthiwa leyo fundraise mhlambe ye-youth kuzobenefisa those people abasebenzile kuyona kube uThuletha wabo loyo then mhlambe kubona ngoba ibandla libasizile kube mhlambe no10% yakuThuletha webandla lilonke. Lokho kuzosisiza kuzosi-encourage. Another thing lento le akade yisho Pastor Shembe ukuthi uThuletha asingafuni ukuvela us-excite only if ngephasi kusulando. Ema-branchini uThuletha su-celebrate as we go. Sewuswenkele nje uThuletha wethu suletha ngomunye uSunday inkonzo ihluke siletha uThuletha wethu si-excited Kuba ukuthi ngephasika sesihambisa vele into esesiyazi ukuthi ihlangene and mhlambe mase soyisa futhi lapho singaqhudelani as ama branch for a change. Kube mhlambe kuthiwe i-sisters versus brothers, banikeza team yabo i-brothers enhle abazoyiqoka ne-sisters kumnandi but abafundisi verse bayazi ukuthi ema-branch nabo benze malini ngothulisa. Lonto iya-excite but mase kuyinto eyodwa sesigremile ukuthi ho baba uzoqeda ukushumayela asuke umgugu uthulisa kuzoqala inandi bazoculela i-chorus ngangazi ukuthi ngachaza kanjani but iyinto enjalo isidinga ukuthi siyijabulele from the word goes.
Because nina nitshela ukuthi anizoyijabulela. Anizoyijabulela. Why? Because this is not a joke. Yabona makuthamba nina sendisiwe thina sonke sibadala laba bafika bazofika sithambile siyintebe kanje. Why we lose passion is something very important. Why? So let asiyeke nokutheorize. About these points now, let us put them into practice. They are good. Ngicelile nomfundisi Miyezi ukuthi ngizongisizela umfundisi Khumalo la kwi-youth senza bono thulitha. So I want these suggestions owashoyo put into practice. Okay, practical now. I theorize because yabo lento yokungayibhayi vision uyibambe kube yakho ihlala ubheka lapha ya ukhombe lapha ya but do nothing. Ngenzi lutho. Ningaguqula sihlenezele ngelinye ilanga sibhekise eceleni ngelanga but uma ungenzi lutho awenzi lutho uhlala ucriticize. Okay, let us be practical, not critical. Amen. Amen. Uthulitha wethu is really embarrassing. Nayi lokhu niyakhumbula la kwi-press kubafundisi nama-leaders. Ayidiyeka baba. Ila angazi baba ukuthi wawuyithole kuphi.
Ngayithola ku-Facebook, khona sebenza ku-Facebook.
Bayayenza abantu bakhama amabandla abantu. Abanye nami bayizwa ngami e-college nami ngazitholela u-98% nge-idea baba senza finance kwathiwa the simplest awungathi awungadla mina ngabuqhasha ngabashayela ngabashayeli bathi hawu gogo ngathi kunjalo nje. So simple ngithi yebo kukuwena whatever you can afford 50 cent 1 rand 2 rand 5 rand 10 kukuwena. Bayithatha abantu bakha amasonto thina saqala kudala ngani ivision ipheli ukuthi passion motivation uwena uzenze lokho. Amen. Nayi bazukulu nababa o5 rand bagcwele ngikhumbula sishintsha nje from 50 cent to 1 rand ongathi kuzofa umuntu. Sisukeleni manje ko 50 cent? How long are you going to stay ku 50 cent? Uzokwenzani ko 50 cents? Already manje sifanele habe siko 5 rand. Now I'm coming back to ask some leaders sila. Ubelelo seduze kwami. Umuhleli ke nje manje badethi ake sizithathe sizibeke la sibe part of the team ukuthi kwenzekani. Akuzithathe na ubheko wakho uthulitha you are a leader ke manje. Ungakanani? How far you sindisiwe nothulitha? Akakawuqala. Demotivated. Uzocabanga ukuthi nami ngidemotivated. I am not. Douglas, how far are you not to lead? Douglas, how
say motivation over to it begins with the individual.
Exactly.
Yes. Iyafana. Usakancane gogo. So I won't say indlela mhlawumbe oyenza ngayo noma ukunga-updateki, but it begins with me. May ngingawenzanga ngiyabona ukuthi I was not accountable.
Thank you. Tulitho wakhe. Omunye wabantu ufuna simshayile isandla. I salute you from this. Kuko konke. Ufike ngizothi nkamuva kuthina abafundisi. But uhamba phambi kwethu. 2 liter pledges whatever ayasimnikele. There were only 3 or 4 pastors abalethu 2 liter njengoba siphela kwi-Passover. Angikhulumi ama-branches amanye angizange wacheck sengisho wasekhaya. Amen. Only 4. Angeke ngisababala-ke ngoba kuzovele kube obvious ukuthi ubani. Kodwa only 4. Now tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. If kuzoba befundisa abawu-4 enanda siwu-10 sibu-10 angithi iyahamba le nqola sizokwazi ukwenza ukutshela ibandla sibatshele njengento equbuka kuthini ngeke izohlala eyagugu izohlala ingamotivate noma singenzani senzeni because I like your point. Qala kuwena, it start to an individual, it start with an individual. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Sengithatha isikhathi esiningi. Kodwa okay, yebo bambazi.
Sorry ukuphazamise gogo.
Okay.
Ngithi mina enye into mhlawumbe singayenza for umuntu uthulitha wakhe. Mhlawumbe sizame ukcreate amathuba for abantu. Uyifunele into wena ongayidayisa. Uqasha umuntu ozokudayisa yena umholele. Ngoba I think it nasesayijwayeza ukuthi abantu mabasenzele into sifuna basenzele mahala. So igcine ngabe nali isasasa. Ngathi mangizoqasha umuntu mina ngithi ngiyacela naye ngiyamsiza ngicela ungidayisele la ngizokholela imali engaka ngento ozobuyidayisile then ngiyazi ukuthi mina leyo mali ingxenye yami yathulitha then kungasiza lokho kakhulu. So sithola into esoyidayisa simple, especially izinto ezingama non perishable wazi ukuthi noma engathengwanga namhlanje kusasa ngeke izingole. So it helps a lot. It helps.
Bese beyathembeka abazulu. Because khona abanye nabanikayo baletha kanye imali yakho. Emva kwalokho awusababona. Ubuse uyabona ukuthi awukodwa Nkosi. Ngiyaxolela buya-ke noma ngabe siyasebenza. So we must do our best. Kodwa I think uma sibaholela mhlambe kuzoba ngcono rather than ukuthi baziholele bona. Yes. Angeke ngiqede bazukulu kodwa ngicela khona isandla. Oh yebo. How? Angizange ngibone asiqale la ukuthi uhamba
kanjani. Usasephansi wona kodwa kuzolunga. Mhlambe ke enye idea ngiyaye ngibona abantu mhlambe bacabanga ukuthi mawuvula ibhizinisi kumele kube ibhizinisi elikhulu. So kunezinto engike ngayibona ke ngale ngaseBedville abantu abazenzayo. Ungavula ngisho ibhizinisi lokudayisa izinja, izintuzo. And you make a lot of money. Khona lezi zinja lezi kuthiwe zokuzingela. Abantu they are making imali enkulu ngalezo zinja. Shothi ungafuya 1 kube neyensikazi. Uthole neyenduna and you can make imali enhle ngale inji yodwa mayise incane umdlwane 5,000 rand iyomdlwane. and then mayisinkulu o 15,000 20,000 inje yodwa inje kuza ngisho abelungu bezofuna lezo zinto lezo, so zibiza leyo mali kanjalo. So akusiko lokho kuphela, nebhizinisi ley'ngulube liyakwazi ukusebenza ukuthi thina siyayisifuna lezi zinto ezifancy kakhulu, but kunezinto ey'khona ongazenza that are not fancy but wenza imali ngazo. And then-ke ngibonile ngale Bergville bakhona sebeqalile but amanye amabhizinisi aseceleni, even abanye sebethole nemishini bazothunga nje, so baphinde baqasha abantu abakhona khona enkonzweni kungabe ukuthi kuyiwa ngaphandle. So I think kuyoba ngcono ke nalapho to improve imali ko 2 liters.
Mina level 8 abantu banekumanje.
Shalom.
No, engicabanga ukuthi mina kuyi-challenge kakhulu. I'm sorry ukuthi mhlawumbe ngicela uyibeka ngale ndlela engizoyibeka ngayo.
Yebo.
Abazalwane banempakamo. So they are very choosy. So if abantu bebengayekela ukuba choose nokuphakama nokuyitshela, athi nje wena ngiyenza lento ngiyayenza nje ngiyimisela ukuyenza, ngabe sikude kabi. At the end of the day siyakwazi siyafuna ukuphumelela. uNkulunkulu mayikunikeza okuncane uhluleka ukuthembeka entweni ezincane kodwa ufuna izinto ezinkulu. You are trusted with simple stuff obungezwa lutho. Yabo. So mina ngeke ngabona kumina ukuthi nakho kunyuka petrol kunyuka zonke izinto. Mangiye egarage bengamnikeza upetrol attendant ilokho imali less than 10 rand. Yabo. So manje sekunyuka yonke into kunyuka transport sengibanikeza u20 rand. Ecar wash umuntu mayebe neattitude enhle ngimnikeza imali according to performance yakhe.
Yes.
Mangabe ngeke ngabona nje izolo ade ngiyowasha lokho even mangiwasha even nje awu then baspray bayenze yonke into mase ngizophuma bese ngiyamnikeza ngineza u20 rand usethi awu Hlonishwa awuthi ngeke ngishaya nala ngemuva elekeleni mase yayibona okusho ukuthi you give imotivation kubantu yabo. So kuthina abazalwane into eshaya kakhulu mina engayibeka ngokusobala ukuthi ukuphakama wazi ukuthi uyazehlisa uma wenza into ethize. Mina kuze kube namhlanje ngiyayithathela amakhamera ngiyayishuthela amakhamera ngiyithathela izinto ayikho into engiyazi ukuthi ihlazo ukuthi ngiyibishopi ngetitle nangomsebenzi, but when it comes to ukuthi akwenzeke into ethize I have no shame about it. If mase sikhumule leyo ngubo leyo ukuphakama yokuzazi ayikho into engasihlula for real.
Yes.
Yabo ayikho nje into engasihlula. That's a thing. Sisahluleka sanele igama elithi committed person, accountable, reliable and responsible, but we fail entweni ezincane esinikezwe zona kodwa sicabanga ukuthi sizoba faithful ezintweni ezinkulu. If sahluleka lezo zinto ezincane forget izinto ezinkulu bazalwane, forget. But bengithi angenze nje leyo point we can achieve. Sina sinama ideas amahle kabi amakhulu kabi la, but we fail to follow them. Siyekela kosibanibani then abantu mase beyathatha la eminyango besebenzisa lawo ma ideas then sesiyamangala. And nanokuthi lento umfundisi uShembade isho ukuthi mhlawumbe igama lika Thulethi iproblem ayikho egameni ikwi-attitude umuntu anayo. Because anything if respect into eshiwe leader yakho ungayithathi notice ikabani yesikhuluma esiqhamuka phesheya. Mina sometimes ngeke ngisho ngithi abazalwane sibuye sibe nalo ukuxokisa yabo maqhamuka umuntu ongaphandle anga-raise imali kangcono kumina enginizalile la ngaphakathi bese ngiyabona ukuthi mina I have no value kunina umuntu ongaphandle onevelu futhi lo muntu la ngakuthatha ahambe nawe at the end of the days but umuntu okufanele umrespect yilo ngaphakathi yilo hleli naye yilo seyiprovile kuwena but kulula kuwena ukuthi qhamuka umuntu athi nje ngifuna ukuraise 100,000 la amesana uraise mina ngihluleke ukuraise 10,000 so yini leyo nto that means we don't believe in us we don't believe in ourselves ilento lento eshaya South Africa at the moment we are able ukulanda izinto ngaphandle but kunezinto ezingcono kabe ila ngaphakathi esiyibukela phansi ngoba ingenalo igama kusho sengantshontshwa amagama lawo abanye ke siwafake kulezi zinto lezi because if singayekela leyo pride ayikho into engasihluli buka sine radio station bangaka bayilalela i-radio station yabo sinezinto zethu esiyiqalayo kodwa ngathi maqala ezabanye siyilandele thina ngemuva we fail to follow izinto zethu zize zife zethu selilandele ezabantu the very same thing qhamuka nomunye umuntu oqhamuka ngaphandle with the same idea gijima naye engathi into entsha ngibuka ukuthi hawu abantu nampa amaxoki bo uyayibona leyo asike sibe abazalwana abaqotho bazalwane singaxokizi bakithi amen
Okay, siyabonga kakhulu baba, siyabonga sengiphelelwe ixesha ngiyambona Pastor Shizla. Kodwa ngiyacela nakubaba nakuma nathina sonke. Awumena wela.
Ukhona wasayinile? So kodwa si-plus minus 30 kuko because khona ba-reported events.
Plus minus 30, most of us in leadership, in fact all of us, because if we are finance, we leadership category. Amen. Yep. Magwa admin kunjalo. So I get ngathi lenda. Amen.
Amen.
I get ngathi and I guess it's again 3 months. And then we come back, noma baba noma bakhona noma beko sizeni thina sizophinda sibone ukuthi uthulitha wethu usuhambe wagcinaphi. Masithi 3 months mhlambe siyitshela ukuthi sothi end of August, end of September, end of October. Days of glory noma angazi ngesibona nesihlangane sibone ukuthi how much? Days of glory, December, God? Yes. Yeah, December is still fine. God asizothembeka ukuthi siyahlanganani siveze uthulitha bethu ukuthi bangakanani. Amen. Kungabi khona excuse because uma sila su 30 which means uthulitha wethu fanele abe malini 60,000. Amen. Amen. 60,000. Kune strategy engasithanda enanda engicela ukuthi basebenzise se debit order ya 350. Uyeke nje njengalabo thulithe kade sibabona la ubaba esikhombisa bona but ungabali ungabheki wena gcwalisa. Ngiyayibona leyo lo 350 uyeke if you can wenze leyo debit order. Ungazi ukuthi into engoyiqeda ngonyaka ukuthi bese ngiqala ngonyaka sekuwaya wakho uzoyiza uzoyijwayela igcina futhi ungasayizwi simnandi. Amen. So uma kuukuthi lo 350 siqhubeka nawo nje after a year this 350 gives us 4,200. Amen. Usinika u2 liter plus which means u2 liter sinawo plus lo munye u2000 it's for other needs. Kungathi njalo makufuneka into sibeke ihlalo kwenzeka ukuthi thatha kubazali abazali mebesenkingeni asazi ukuthi sibakhipha kanjani. Ngiyayibona leyo. So mawuyisayina nje uthi nje 350 every month ungazitsheli ukuthi usayophinda uthi cha yeke nje ikhule kanjalo 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 kuze kube kuyovalo. Amen. Ngiyaxolisa sane bengithe uzosinikeza i-summary Passover but ke sengithathe kakhulu. Phandle makhono nombuzo noma ne-suggestion mhlambe ngingavaleli umuntu. Hey wathula untanga. Ithina sobabili sibazalayo la. Untanga yami awuphefumuli bese ngiyahamba.
Shalom mfundisi. Kakhulu dokotela. Namntanga ibuye ekutheni ma leadership wena kufuneka ube i-role model. Engathi thina isilana nje sesivele thina sesizofika sitshele lapho isiphathinaara nabo abanye esiphethe nabo kuma-ministries amanye ukuthi nje kube yithina nje ekungasabuzi ukuthi uzogcwala esesazi ukuthi owethu ubaliphi. Bekuyiloko nje okungidlayo ukuthi nje ngempela makusakhulunywa ama-leaders nawe satshelwa thina kufanele ngabe kukhulunywa ukuthi sinenkinga yey'member ayigcwalisi thina sekuvele nje. Amen.
Amen. Izwi lelo. Thina singakwenza angazi ngakubeka kanjani lento. Let's not wait ukuthi sizisipushwe. Let us do it. Ukuze umuntu ethi nginenkinga la gogo mina ngizokwazi ukumxushisa ngoba sengiyenzile lento ngabona nangala ngayiguqula ngapha nangapha ngaze ngabona okay this is the easiest way. Amen. Pastor Dugu yangikweleta soxoxa ekhaya.
Thank you.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu basibuzi ngiyabonga.
Ume ngasogcobeni impela wakhuluma emile kwaze waqeda bethe zobuye ehlale phansi. Amen. Siyabonga. No gogo umama uthi singamnikeza sisande ukuthi asishayele isamari. Sicela ukunikeza 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Esasukuma xa semshayele lapho esasukuma. Contribution from branches, you can give it to me as soon as born.
Ngizozama ukuthi ngisheshe. So i-reporting ngizoyithula namhlanje is specifically for i-Passover. So as we all know, ePassover saba nama service awu 7. And in the 7 services saba nemnikelo ehlukene. The first one kwaba i-free will, second one kwaba ama-tithes. We had Holy Communion, which was on the last day, a prophetic, and then as well as utulita or collect. So if Gikala with the first one, the first offering was a free will. A free will, it was collected consistently throughout the seven services. However, inconsistency yakona, it was not consistent. Mengiti, it was not consistent. I mean, in some services, it was extremely high. Some services it would dip. Now, kunezathu ehlukene for that. For example, the first day sasfika, ama members ayengakabi maningi, so the free will yengaba that much. But in total, the free will collector was 25,038 rand. Ama-tithes for the 7 services, they were only collected